To import a drawing as a reference, on the side pane, go to Reference Models. Click Add Model. In the dialog that opens, click Browse and find the DWG file from your computer. You can define an offset, adjust the scale, or rotate the reference model. Then click Add Model. The drawing is added to the list. You can open the properties for the reference drawing by double-clicking it. From the properties, you can, for example, adjust which layers are visible. You can align the drawing with the grid origin using the Move command. Click Expand to expand the work area. First, check that the Grid Selection button is selected. Select the grid. You can move the grid lines by dragging them. Using the drawing as reference, move the lines to their correct positions. Remove the extra grid lines. When the grid was modified, the work area of the view, shown with the dashed line cube, was not updated. Let's fit the work area to the modified grid. Click in the view to activate it. The border will turn yellow when the view is active. Next, right-click and select Fit Work Area to Entire Model. It is possible to turn off the Rollover Highlight option that is on by default. Simply press the H key on your keyboard when you have the view selected. You can hide the work area cube. Select the view, hold down the Control and Shift keys, right-click, and then select Redraw View. Under Grid Line Properties, you can define how far the grid lines extend in the directions left below and right above. You can hide the reference model from the side pane. Changes to the grid. Let's fix this by defining the grid line coordinates in the properties. To open the properties, select the grid. This opens properties in the side pane. First, in Origin, define the grid origin. The values offset the grid from the work plane origin. Then, define the coordinates for the grid by entering values for X, Y, and Z directions. Set the labels according to the coordinates. The X and Y coordinates of the grid are relative. This means that entries for X and Y are always related to the previous entry. The Z coordinates are absolute, which means that the entries for Z are always absolute distances from the work plane origin. The labels are the names of the grid lines shown in views, and will be displayed on the drawings. The line extension properties lets you define how far the grid lines extend in different directions. You can also change the color of the grid, as well as the color and font size of the grid labels. You can lock the grid to avoid making changes to it accidentally from the user-defined attributes. When something has been modified, the field turns yellow. To save the modifications, click Modify at the bottom of the side pane.